How's it going, everyone? Mike here with Q&A session. I actually love doing videos like this. I wish I could put out more. I guess I could, but I wish I did put more time into discussion videos and actually going over your questions and comments and basically just have a discussion about print on demand in general and merch by Amazon or anything else that's going on. I guess out there in that whole business world, it's pretty exciting. And what I figured is, you know what, I'm gonna do this from time to time. I'm trying to put out more and different content on this channel. I know a lot of people love the daily sales updates. I wonder if it makes sense to put out maybe 2 videos a day when I have time, because I definitely want to continue doing those daily sales updates, because it could be a quick reference for some people. It could be like a 2-minute video that somebody watches and gets either encouraged or discouraged, or who knows. Basically, it's nice to see what's going on with other people out there. But in this situation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some of the comments and then have a discussion about what my thoughts are, what you guys are feeling, and then we'll kind of go from there. So the first one, I'll go down the list. I've just pasted them from YouTube, and then we'll look at them. So the first one is from Cooking Single. I'm going on 3 days in a row without sales. This is really frustrating. And then actually the bottom one, as you can see, it's from Jim Jones. It says, April hit my sales like clockwork. I'm so scared to even log in because I expect a bunch of 0 days this month, and not just this month, but the whole summer. Yep, honestly, guys, I get that. It's so discouraging, and it's especially if you've been working so hard to log in, or to wait the whole day and then get a 0 day. Or for example, I'm not sure what tier this person is in, but going on 3 days in a row without sales, it really is like, I mean, imagine logging in and just seeing those zeros. And I think this was posted to one of my videos where it was like a lower selling day. I think it was like a four sales in the US. I think it might have been total 5 a couple of days ago. And yep, it's really frustrating. That's exactly what it is. The thing that I keep saying to myself and anybody who will listen, especially people in lower tiers, and I kind of feel like this channel is mostly for people in lower tiers, that because they will get useful information from my experience. And then I think anybody who's way beyond me definitely has more information, knows more than I do, maybe more experience as well, and have been in the business for a while. And but for them, it's a good reference point as well to see where someone in my tier, my level is, and what the days look like. So I completely get you guys. What I would say is, do not get discouraged, because I remember being in tier 10 and running ads, I think, on Pinterest, and just like pinning every single product that I had, and I'm talking about like every size, every color. Posting it on Facebook. I had a bunch of stuff where I was kind of advertising, and until you get into that groove where you have a bunch of products with reviews, with good feedback, sometimes it does get a little frustrating. But think about this long term. Don't ever get discouraged. And there are a couple more comments that I'll talk about that in a second, because it's easy. I think there's either some competition, or maybe the mental game of some people isn't as strong, and I think you just have to stay in there and keep working. Keep going, bro. Can you make a video for your niche research strategy, please? So this question actually comes up from time to time. Right now, because I skipped a tier, so keep in mind where I am with my account. I was at tier 8,000 for a while. I can't even remember when I got tiered up to 8,000, sometime last year. And now I'm at tier 20,000. So skipped tier 10,000. I didn't even have 8,000 sales to make the tier 10,000, and then I got tiered up. So basically it gave me about 12,000 new slots to fill. So when it comes to niche research, right now, I am not doing any research, because what I'm doing is systematically going through every single niche, every single category that I can think of, that would be not only considered evergreens, but gift ideas, products, and basically kind of like birthday presents and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm trying to do, because of the volume that I'm dealing with, is get those products up there. And just to talk about this in a little more detail, for example, let's say, okay, so I've been working with a couple of different people, myself also designing products, and we're dealing with certain categories. So let's say there's a category, and it's I was doing this a couple days ago. There was a niche, was firefighters. And this is kind of like firefighter gifts, just funny firefighter jokes. And these are designs that can go on t-shirts, on cell phone cases, and things like that. So just that one category, firefighters, I had, I think, something like 80 products, 80 designs. Now, taking those 80 designs, let me pull up the calculator here. Let's say I'm taking those 80 designs and I'm putting it on, let's say, a standard t-shirt, premium t-shirt, and phone cases. So that's 4 products. Now we're looking at 320 products that are going up. Now let's say, okay, so I'll try to remember 320. Now let's say there's what, 6-7 different marketplaces. So we're looking at 80 times 6 marketplaces. I think it's 7, but it doesn't matter. Let's say just for the standard t-shirt, so 480 plus those, I can't remember if it was 360 or 320. Now with those 80 different designs, I've already posted 840 products just from that, in that one category. So that's kind of what I've been doing recently and going through. So even though, for example, there are 12,000 slots that I've had, I've had, so number one, it can fill up pretty quickly, but number two, you don't have to be really strategic with your niches, unless you're really targeting your audience, which is something that I'm not doing. What I'm doing is going for those evergreens. So I'm putting up, for example, like I said, firefighter. I'm putting up sarcastic t-shirt jokes. I'm putting up gifts for mom, gifts for dad, all that kind of stuff. And those are just like the most common ones. Like there are very specific ones with, for example, like sloths were in, panda bears, different types of dogs, cats. I honestly can't even think anymore, because I've gone through so many. So basically that's where I am right now. I have so many niches and so many categories that I don't actually spend time on doing research when it comes to like very specific things. What I do is I decide which category I'm going with, and then I work on my titles, keywords, and points, because I want those to show up in search results. So I guess if you're asking, for example, can you make a video how you do your niche research? What I would do is, there are a bunch of Chrome extensions and different websites where they offer, for example, all different kinds of stats when it comes to bestsellers, how many a day sell, a month, all that kind of stuff, what the keywords are. So I would say look into that, and you'll get a lot more information. Do you run Amazon ads? So this question actually has come up a few times, and I think I might even have it down the list, a similar question. So this is my take right now. So right now I do not run any ads, and I have nothing against ads. I have run ads in the past. From time to time I run ads on even Etsy, but talking about Amazon ads, from my experience, so this is my experience, is they're not as simple as people think. Now, I don't want to say that it's pointless to run ads. My whole point and goal is I will be running ads. I will be running a lot of ads. but I want to do it in a strategic and smart way. If you've run ads yourself, you'll notice that you can throw, $5, $10, $20 a day at certain ads, and you won't get that much money in return in profits for that day. And it usually takes about a month or a month and a half to perfect your ads, to play around with keywords, to select certain products. There is a whole, not a theory behind it, but you need to understand what you're doing. There's a skill set that is required to run efficient ads, and I'm not there yet. Not from the skills and the knowledge, because that takes tweaking and it takes some time. But for me, it's simply the time. I am honestly working on so many projects right now, in addition to my full-time job, my personal life, and this is just like, I know it's not an excuse, but this is the reality. A couple of months ago, I had way more time, so I was concentrating on different things, and I could put more time in. But me and my wife are expecting a second kid right now, due any day, and I'm cleaning up a lot of things with my work, with my day job. I'm trying to do these videos. I'm trying to post as many products as I can. Keep in mind, I'm not just doing merch by Amazon. I'm on Etsy. I'm on eBay. I'm running uploads, for example, through the Merch Titans Automation on 5 different platforms like Teespring, Spreadshirt, I can't even remember, through Printful. I don't know if I mentioned eBay. So there's a lot going on, and right now, like, I've decided that I can't put time and effort into ads, but keep in mind, ads are super profitable. Don't get discouraged when you're talking about ads and running ads. Get into them and learn how to do them correctly. Could you make a video about how to get out of tier 10, please? Here's the thing. There's so many opinions about tier 10. I think, number one, stick around, man. Patience is key, because depending, again, on your not only skill level, but the reasons you're doing this. So, for example, if you're doing this to make money and you're in tier 10, and your goal is to make money, that means that you're not going to spend money to get out of the tier. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to either wait, you're going to have to play around with your designs, you're going to have to promote in a free way. So you're going to have to, share it on Facebook. I go back to Pinterest, Instagram. This is without running ads. So get the word out that way. But I wish I had done this when I started, because if you go back and look at some of my videos that I did a while ago, a couple of my first months, they were super slow. Like, I was getting a couple of sales maybe for like 5-6 months. So 3-4 sales a month for like 6 months. And right now I actually consider that wasted time, because I wish I had spent $100, $200, bought myself out of the tier, shipped the products to me, or my friends just bought 10 t-shirts, and I would have been tiered up. Tier 10 is you're starting out, depending on your skill level. If you're a graphic designer, you already have a platform where you're going to sell and how you're going to promote, then it's easy, right? Then you're already ahead of the game. You're starting a business, and it's just a new platform. But if you're completely new, like I actually got into this, no graphic design experience. I was using all kinds of tools and ideas to get my designs up and products. Like, when I look at some of my first products that I listed, designs, it's funny now, right, compared to the quality. I really feel like I took a year plus to kind of even just get into the groove. A lot of people don't realize that. So it really depends where you are. Tier 10 is an interesting time. What I would say is, do not get discouraged. It really picks up after a while. Here are the two comments that I wanted to throw in. I wanted to talk about this in a little more detail, and especially anybody who's like this guy up here in tier 10, pay attention to these two comments and to what I'm about to say, because number one, there's a guy that I follow on YouTube. This is for investing and trading, and I watch his videos daily just to get information, to kind of learn. He goes into a lot of detail, technical analysis, all that kind of stuff, and he's huge on a positive environment, positive outlook on everything that he does, and even comments. He has administrators, like this guy's he's got running a business, so he's got administrators when it comes to comments, but he's keeping it clean. He's keeping it very positive, and that's kind of where I want to be, because number one, negativity is not going to get us anywhere, and then people, depending on their situation, their lifestyle and where they are with their lives, are they a 18-year-old student getting into this? Is it a single mom, single dad trying to make some extra cash? Or someone like myself, for example, negative comments, for example, it could be just a simply negative comment. It could be a troll. It could be, who knows what it could be. But they, for example, have no effect on me because of where I am in my life. But that's not the case for everybody. And I really want to put emphasis on that. Do not get discouraged. So, for example, I think this was on yesterday's video where I posted I did something like 14 sales across all the marketplaces, and I'm at a tier 20,000. So Hella Bella is beating you with half the products up and triple the sales. So number one, I want to say to this person, I really hope that you went on her channel and said, you're doing a great job, because it makes a difference. Maybe people need to be encouraged. But to me, what does this say? Like, I understand that this is a negative comment. It's directed towards me, but it has no effect on me, because, yeah, did you hear about the guy that's in tier 500 and it just did 15,000 sales in 1 month? Like, what is our reference? Where's the competition? Like, that's what I'm trying to say, especially for newer people. Do not concentrate on these kind of like made up competitive expectations. What you need to worry about is yourself. Like, if I'm looking at the tier that I'm in and saying, oh man, I'm at a tier 20,000, I skipped a tier. I really shouldn't even be at a tier 10,000, but here I am at a tier 20,000, and I'm doing $5,000 in sales a month. I'm getting $1,000 in royalties every month. That is just terrible. Like, I should be doing, $5,000 in profits every month. I better quit. Like, what? I don't understand what the end game is. So what I'm trying to say, like, thank you for your feedback. I understand that what you're getting at, but what are we competing with? You're in this game for yourself. Like, you're sitting at home and you're talking about someone else's sales as if that's the reference point. Once you find out how much Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk make, you're going to be really disappointed about your life. So don't do that to yourself, And the other thing about Hella Bella is when I was getting into, when I was just starting to learn about print on demand and merch by Amazon, her channels was one of my favorite ones to watch on a daily basis, because she was already in the game for a couple of years, and I remember she was making something like $800 a month, and I can't remember if that was like her total sales or just merch by Amazon at the time when I was starting out. So Hella Bella, I think it's an entertaining channel. I think anybody should who's interested should probably go and watch some of her stuff, because there's a lot of useful information that you can get. And then I'll go into this one. For the fact that you have uploaded 19,901 designs, I find your sales not good but terrifying. There's a lot of work behind. I, in your place, would deal strongly with Amazon advertising. Nevertheless, thank you for your video. So I'm going to take this in two parts. I guess I'll start out with a positive. You're welcome. I'm going to be putting out these videos. I hope that there's some kind of a, like I said, reference point, and hopefully people learn from this. But for the fact that you've uploaded 19,000 designs, I find your sales not good but terrifying. So I guess the question is, what are we terrified of? Not making money? If I was at a tier 100,000 and making $1,000 a month, who's to say that that's not life changing for somebody? Maybe not in my situation, but I don't know, for example, what country you live in, and maybe $1,000 a month is paying a lot more than what it would pay for me. So this is the whole point that I'm trying to say is I really don't know what we're competing here with. Of course, every single person that's in this game, including myself, not only wants to do better, but wants to do the best as possible. We're making money, we're getting the products out there, but this is like, to me, this is kind of like ridiculous because I just did a quick math, and with 80 products, I can if I'm looking at all the marketplaces and all the products, I could fill 19,000 designs with what, like 19,000 slots with 500 designs. So I really don't know like what. I understand, like I said at the beginning, it could be just trolls, it could be just people that have different expectations and are watching these different videos and getting kind of like that skewed point of view perspective that you should be doing something more than you are. So again, my advice is just think about yourselves. Like don't be in this game for someone else or someone else's competition and based on other people's results, because you have no idea if these people are pros, if they're running ads and spending $1,000 a month, if they're pushing a product, if they're selling you a training course. Just be in this game for yourself, right? Anyways, let's see what else we got. Jim again, that's great. Slow days always give me a scare, and then I remember that the point isn't. Sorry, let me get this out of here. That the point isn't, where are we? To make quick profits, but to make this a long game. I want to still be making sales in 5 years. Thanks for making these videos, man. I haven't missed a single one. Well, thank you very much, Jim. I know you're one of the first subscribers. There are a few names that have been floating around for a while, so I really appreciate that. And I actually agree. So slow days, they scare me too, man. When just going back to some of the comments from before, just considering that I'm in tier 20,000, it also, like, I'm not completely dismissing what these people are saying, because yeah, there's a bit of in your mind where you're saying, well, I should kind of, at least get like 5 sales a day, like, maybe I should be getting 20 or 30. So even someone like me, like, yeah, I don't want to have a zero sales day, right? That's especially at higher tiers. So you kind of want to get to that point where, you do have products that get enough reviews, that get enough, that where the best selling rank is low enough that it is in front of customers at all times. And that's something that people who are kind of newer don't realize, that it does take a while to get to that point. It doesn't just happen overnight. And yeah, it is a long game, man. I remember the reason I got into not only merch, but even like working with Etsy is, for years, I'm in my 30s. So for years, I would order things from China. I would order 100 of something, 500 of something. I remember it was cell phone cases. It was all kinds of different things. It was like e-cigarettes at times. And then I would just resell them. So my eBay account, I have, 1,000 feedbacks. I think it's something like, I can't even remember, 30,000 sales. Anyways, I can list like $2 million $2 million worth of product. Like, my eBay account is huge because I've been working with it for so long. And then all of a sudden I was kind of doing research and thinking about what else I can do. And I remember learning about downloadable prints, downloadable products, and they were huge. It was just like digital sales. And I was like, this is incredible. Like, this is just around the time when print on demand was kind of getting introduced, and people were learning about it a little more. I was always a few years behind because I was never ahead of the game when it comes to this. I was still learning from other people. And I discovered, I was like, hey, you can list things on Etsy and people can simply download a product and pay you money. You get money in your PayPal account, but you haven't shipped a single thing. You haven't packed anything. It's kind of like hands-free. And you know, like, this was only 3 years ago. And at that point, I started learning about merch. I started learning about different platforms. And that's how I ended up here. So 3 years ago, I had no idea what any of this was, that it even existed, that these kinds of like business models were out there. No graphic design experience, nothing. And now I'm at the point where I am at tier 20,000. I'm getting $1,000 a month in royalties from just one platform. And you know, I can't wait to see where I'm going to be in 5 years, because one thing that I've learned is, number one, there's no easy money. There's no quick money. You might get lucky and make some quick money once in a while. But if you're thinking about your life, and if you're thinking about something concrete, like where it's going to be around, what I've learned is that you do something today, you work on something today, and you build from that. And tomorrow you continue that work and multiply that by 365 days a year. Do that every single week, every single month. 10 years from now, you're going to build something that you never thought was possible. And during that process, for example, there are different opportunities that you didn't even know about that show up, and you make even more money. For example, like my YouTube account is super small. Like, I mean, my it's like, for example, the content is what you guys know it is. It's like regular daily sales updates. Once in a while I'll do something where it'll be kind of like a lesson where I can share some knowledge or something that I've learned. But then as my viewer or subscription subs were growing, there were different companies and businesses approaching me and saying, hey, can you put this link out there? Can you advertise this product? And then you start earning money through affiliate links, or they'll pay you up front, or there are different things. And this is just YouTube, right? All those kinds of things also happen if you have a website, if you have an online store. There is so many opportunities. Basically what I'm trying to say, yes, it is a long-term game. Stick with it, and honestly, you have no clue where you're going to end up. Let's see. Peter's saying, I long for daily sales. Then I can start to long for 2+ sales daily, tier 500. Exactly. Honestly, like, I remember being in, I think it was tier 2000, and once in a while I get like a 0 day, and it's heartbreaking. And then I can't even remember when I started just kind of expecting a sale every single day. Like right now I haven't had a 0 day in a while, a long while, which is a great feeling. But I always kind of expect them, because you're right, when you're at a tier 500, it might happen. It might happen more often than you like. And I share your feelings, man. How can I create an advertising account on my Merch by Amazon? My understanding is that you don't have to create an advertising account. I don't know if this is based on tiers. I actually thought that it was the same across the board, where everybody you just have a advertising tab when you go on your dashboard. So I'd say check that out. If anybody has actually any other information for lower tiers where I'm wrong, please leave a comment and explain that, if you guys don't mind, to this guy here. Bro, why don't you use advertising? Yep, I already explained that. Honestly, simple time. I want to. Here's Jim again. I've actually felt like giving up many times because I always felt like my sales aren't average, whatever that means. You're right about businesses or pros opening up merch accounts and it's hard to compete with them. When I started out, I started from scratch. Same here. I was using free online tools to create text designs and would just guess what would sell. I've gone through those phases as well. There was no way to compete or compare myself to a professional graphic designer. I think this was left for one of the videos where I might have addressed one of the negative comments. I don't know if it was the ones that I already pulled up earlier, but I started talking about these different gurus where or people just basically talking about what the expectation is or what the average is. Like, to me, it didn't make sense. Like, how can you guess what an average is? Do you know if somebody has 20,000 products up with one design? Like, do we know that somebody doesn't have an account where they've only used one design, changed the titles and then descriptions and tried everything? We don't know that. There is no average. It's a business. The work that you put in, those are the results that you're going to get. The skill level that you have, my skill level is completely different from somebody who's been in the business for years. I had no idea that print on demand existed 4 years ago, and here we are today. Been watching you for a few years now, and it's good to see you're making good progress with your sales. Thanks. I like that you don't bullshit and fake numbers like other merch YouTubers in order to push a product. Thank you. I actually don't. Anyways, congrats on your progress. I've been on merch for 4 years and I'm still learning. I continue to learn a lot from you and hope we can continue making good sales. I completely agree. That's kind of what I've been talking about for the last couple of minutes. Nobody knows what your skill level is. Keep doing it, man, because what you want to do is you don't want to give up. You want to keep working, because if you get discouraged by a negative comment, by a negative thought, by a negative YouTuber, that's it. Then what's the point, So anyways, just keep working, because that's what's going to give you progress. You're going to continue to get sales. You might even get lucky once in a while. You might hit a trend. You might hit a viral product. Maybe your ads are going to work, and you never know what's going to happen. Here's Jim again, and the same person having a discussion here. What I love about this is that it's clear that you just have to keep working. Okay, so maybe I'll just give you a little context. This was, I think, left at one of the videos where I had a lower day, and then there was like a huge spike the next couple of days. And so this is Jim making a comment. What I love about this is that it's clear that you just have to keep working at this and sales will come. So many people give up so easy because they hear from someone that if you're at tier 4,000, you must be doing 50 sales a day. If you don't, you're a failure. Here you are about to get a $1,000 check this month sitting at your laptop. I hate these fake YouTube gurus that pretend to know everything. I've been discouraged so many times by people telling me what I should be doing and how many sales I should be getting. Last month, I made $100 in profits, and it feels great. Keep this up, man. I love to see your progress. You haven't stopped in years. Pretty soon, tier 100,000, and who knows what's after that. That's I really hope tier 100,000 pretty soon. I think it's gonna take a while to get to that point, but thanks, man. Let's read the rest of the comments and we'll have a discussion. Exactly. I can't stand these damn gurus trying to scam naive people with new merch accounts. I've had a merch account for 4 years now. I'm at tier 4,000 and I average about 15 to 20 bucks a day. On occasion, I will make 50 bucks a day, but it's very rare. And I didn't need a scammy guru to get those few sales. I wish new folks would understand that merch isn't a get rich quick avenue, and that these gurus are just a bunch of scammers who most of the time don't even sell that many t-shirts. I'll make a comment on that as well. I'd be happy with getting my t-shirts to show up on the USA from my keywords. I must be doing something wrong, because even if I use the same words in title, bullet 1 and 2, I still can't find them. So I'll never get the sales. I'll never get any sales and leave tier 10. So this is kind of like what I was talking about up here. People are sensing that I guess there's some frustration and opinions about the tier that you should be in, and how much money you should be making. Look at this guy. Look at Jim. Last month I made $100 in profits, and it feels great. This guy here is saying 15 to 20 bucks a day. On occasion, make 50 bucks. Very rare. And it's merch is not a get rich quick avenue. And also, I completely agree with both of those points. The other thing is, there are a lot of people that are selling things on YouTube. So I would say be careful with that. There's a lot of really, really good content where people take time to make good videos and actually go through the steps and actually kind of educate and explain how and why certain things work. But I completely agree. There are a lot of channels where you go and they have these amazing sales, and then of course the first thing is a link on buy my program or whatever. And I would honestly love to be there one day where I can actually offer an educational training or something like that. But the thing is, you really have to make sure that it works for you and that's proven to work. What you don't want to do is just assume that the person is making those sales, that they're making $100,000 a month, and but in reality they're making more money off your subscription or your product. So I agree. I think what I take away from this, my personal feeling is that, again, I'll go back to what I was saying earlier, is you don't want to base your how you feel or your goals on someone else's expectations. Like, let's go back to these two comments. Where were they? What do you do with this kind of information? If you actually want to be helpful, why don't you either make a video or leave us a comment and giving us some kind of suggestions, because everybody's here to learn. So I really can't take this information and feel any way about it, because it's not helpful to me. So what you want to do is you want to kind of set your own goals, and you need to figure out, be objective about where you are. Are there certain skills that you need to gain? Do you maybe need to come up with better designs? Do you need to work on keywords? Do you really need to do some kind of specific research to know exactly how to get your products in front of customers? Is it as easy as just simply investing money into ads? All those kinds of things are valid questions. You want to explore those kinds of things. But the last thing, and here's the word, discouraged. I've been discouraged so many times. Don't do that to yourself. Do not let anybody else's kind of like mindset or opinion have an effect, especially on your business. Like this can turn into something amazing. Like, there's potential that you might not even need a job in a couple of years if you do things correctly, if you learn. And just to give up and get discouraged because of what someone else has said is probably the last thing you want to do. Anyways, I wanted to make this a longer video. I wanted to talk kind of openly and freely about this kind of stuff, because I do very quick sales updates, and there's very little discussion. I want to do more videos where we discuss certain topics and certain news in the print on demand business. And so this start, we'll go with this. Guys, don't hesitate to leave comments and ask questions. I'm gonna try and do these more often. The last thing I want to say is, I'm gonna, like I said, keep it positive. Make sure that this channel is positive. If you do get discouraged, if you kind of feel like you want to give up or something like that, leave a comment. If it's not me responding to it, there are many other people that have been in the game for years that might give you some good advice. I think it's important that we help each other with this kind of stuff. Share information. I'm not stealing sales from you. You're not stealing sales from me just because you have a good day or a good week or a good month. So I think we can all be successful, and the more information we get out there, I think the better we'll all do. Anyways, I'll wrap it up here. Thanks for sticking around if you did for this long. And I really appreciate your comments, your input, your views, your involvement, and I'll see you guys soon.